Bubba Wallace here with Tyler Reddick. You know what's more nerve-wracking than waiting for qualifying results?
Waiting for the green flag to drop.
Instead of pacing, you rev up with Chumba Casino's weekly new releases.
It's like a fresh set of tires for your brain.
Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Last week we watched VeggieTales, the League of Incredible Vegetables.
This week we're watching Goat Story 2 with cheese.
Oh, the connection is that they were both released the same year.
Oh, great. What year was that?
2012.
Ah, the year the world ended. I can't believe we're watching this movie.
Welcome to the greatest podcast of all time. It's Oldie But A Goodie.
Wow.
I opened the review of the first movie that way. I'm opening the review of the second one the same way. Because my name is Sandro, and I love Goat Story. Joining me is Goat Story's second number one fan. It's Zach, my co-host.
It's because we're the only two people that have viewed this movie, and I despise this piece of shit.
Now crack open your stubbies, take a drink, because we're talking about Goat Story 2 with cheese. Because Zach, so the joke was gonna be that I put this movie in every week as an option, and Zach doesn't pick it. But
I immediately picked it. Just straight off the bat, I went bang, it's picked.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad for that. I'm glad I ruined your running joke, Sandro. I'm glad I don't have to look at this movie in every option and every week going forward, because this is like, pulling off the Band-Aid, right? It's something we were going to do, but we weren't expecting to do it, so I'm just ripping off the Band-Aid. We gotta do this one.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yep.
God damn it.
And we'll do non-spoilers and spoilers. If you haven't heard our episode on the first Goat Story, go listen to that. Right now. Just go, yeah. But Zach, for the Goat Story episode, I was drinking a beer. For this one, I'm drinking a lime beer that I bought for Christmas, and it's been in my fridge ever since, because I just haven't had it. How about you? How about you?
I'm drinking a nice Shiraz this evening.
Oh.
Which possibly is a mistake, because yesterday I donated blood. Today I've worked. Today I had to watch this goddamn film, and I'm exhausted mentally, physically, in all aspects. And by drinking this go-go juice, I am no juice. Because my energy tanked immediately on taking this.
You're getting your event. I think it's fine because you donated blood. They took like a red liquid out of you.
Yes,
you're drinking wine. You're putting it back in.
Back in. That's my secret. I don't donate to help people. I donate to get plastered.
Exactly. That is true.
Speaking of getting plastered, this movie did a number on me.
So, yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck did we watch this week?
Okay. Initial thoughts.
Yeah.
I want to ask you an important question. Do you think this is a better film than the first one? Which one do you prefer?
This is a better film.
Ooh.
In that it is better for kids.
I 100% agree. I was going to say the exact same thing. At least this film was a kid's film.
The problem is, this film is, unlike the first one, this one is genuinely, I don't like this one. The first one, I'm like, that was a good meme. This one, there's some good memes in it, don't get me wrong, but I was worried that it would just be a kind of mid-sequel, and that's kind of what we get, but also not, it's also weird. It's also fucking weird.
It's very weird, but I'll say, I will give it credit. I think the first half, it was like a batshit fever dream.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? But the second half felt like it had more purpose. It had more direction. Things started to make sense, right?
There's a twist in this movie that genuinely surprised me.
It didn't surprise me, but I was like, but it turned on the plot, because for the first like 40 minutes of the movie, it just kind of bumbles along.
Yeah.
And then the plot turns on, and I'm like, oh, now we're driving a little bit. Now we're moving. There's some momentum. Now I feel like I'm not so bored. And then by the end of it, I was just like, all right, wrap it up. Come on, chop. I know things are happening. Like, all the excitement's kind of over, and we're still bumbling along here. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. But also, like, I think it's, I don't know. I kind of don't like that this movie feels more like a real kids movie. Like, I feel like it's more like, the first one was terrible, but I remembered it.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. What were they thinking? Why is there nudity in a kids movie? With this one, it's just kind of a straight kids movie, and I don't care.
I agree that
anymore.
It's less memorable because it's better as a kids film, which is worse for an adult viewing who's just watching it for the memes.
But here's the thing, I still would watch this again over watching a VeggieTales episode.
Wow. Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah, just really rub that in.
Brutal. Yeah, no, I will say I did like some of the songs.
This one's a musical as well, yeah.
Yes, which was an interesting choice.
Yep.
And I'd say they had like a 50-50 ratio for me for the songs.
I don't disagree with you. I found it really hard to... We watched the English dub.
Yep.
It's free on YouTube. You can find it, same as the first one. I couldn't tell what they were saying for most of the songs. So I could tell. There were like some... And I've written down some quotes here and there, but I think there were like some songs, particularly like that ending one.
Yeah.
Where I was like, what are they saying?
Well, the ending, I'll say, I guess I'll say now, I think it's the ending one and the first one. The ending one wasn't too bad.
It was alright.
But I didn't care what they were saying. The first one sucked.
Yeah.
The first song of the movie was really bad, and I went, no, it's going to be like this. But then the second one was a bit of a bop, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I also think that, like, in terms of the score as well, it's the same theme songs as the first one, but there's something about the production. They're a little bit tuned up. They're bangers. They're bangers in this one. They're bangers. I like it.
Do you know who's banging?
Who's banging?
It's the two main characters from the last movie, because they have kids.
Yeah. Okay, so spoiler-free, like, synopsis. The two main characters from the first one have kids.
Yeah. I think we could say the main characters are the kids of the main characters of last time, right?
Yes. Which was a disappointment as well. But the goat still being there.
You were disappointed. You were like, man, I missed those two main characters from the last film because they were so good.
They were great, Zach. I don't know what you're talking. They had so much depth.
Yeah.
They were wonderful.
She had a lot of depths.
Yes. They were even bigger in this one. Anyway, yeah, they are not that big of a... They're not even on the poster, the two main characters from the first one.
They're not main characters in this one. They're just kind of there. And you know what, Sandra? I like that. I'm glad. Yes.
Wow.
I was going to be... I would have not liked if we got the main characters again. I'm glad they went with a different direction. They went with fresh characters. But it also makes sense as a sequel, because it's like, oh, hey, here's the kids of the characters that you saw last time. Here's what they get up to, you know?
Yeah.
I liked that. I was like, thank God we don't have to witness these characters. With the exception of the goat.
Okay, all right. Well, before we get to the goat in the room, yeah, I agree that I think it makes sense for a sequel. I think also this one is borderline Coco Melon type quality here. I know that I've been throwing that around a lot. I threw it around last week for VeggieTales.
Yeah, you threw it at the VeggieTales one, but like, I feel like this one was even more Coco Melon.
No, I feel like you'd watch this at the same age you'd watch VeggieTales. I feel like you need to be over the age of 5 to watch. But honestly, this one might be scary for kids under the age of 5. There's some demons in this, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a little bit of threat here and there.
I feel like anything over 5, and you're going to find this one a bit boring, though. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's
the problem.
That's true.
But, like, I think this is the film that you toughen up your kid with, you know?
Yeah.
This is like you do a spooky movie night, and you're like to your kid, this is the scariest movie of all time, all right? But I'm going to be with you. You know, this is the one you tough it out with your kid.
Right.
And then your kid comes out and they go, I wasn't even that scared. And you're like, damn, you're so brave, right?
Kind of like me when I was like 12 and my dad made me watch Kick-Ass for the first time. And that really made me just like no gore affects me anymore because I witnessed that at such a young age.
Yeah.
I think that I watched a man get microwaved when I was 12 and I think that's pretty similar to kids watching this. You show it to them, toughen them up.
I don't know what was my gore awakening. I don't know.
Gore?
Maybe I saw Terminator 2 when I was pretty young.
You know, that's fairly gory.
But I don't know. I don't know if that one's super gory, though. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to do some soul searching to find what my gore awakening was.
It might be like Raiders of the Lost Ark, actually, thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I definitely watched that one around the age of 13. And watching a dude's face melt is pretty fucked.
Yeah, pretty brutal for... Yeah, I agree. Honestly, all of the originals. You got Temple of Doom. That shit's fucked. Which a guy's hard. Okay, anyway.
Oh, that was sick.
So yeah, I and having the kids as the main character, I'll say this as well. They weren't that annoying.
Agreed.
Because everyone's annoying, so it's fine. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that this is definitely better than Cocomelon. Anyway, let's talk about the goat in the room. What is this? I don't think this is spoilers because it doesn't impact the plot.
No, this is important information.
Yeah.
I feel like this is not spoilers. This is like something we talk about before the trailers come out. Like, in the decision room. I feel like this is important information that would make or break your viewing experience. This is like, this is a decision that I would see happen behind the scenes, and I'm like, I'm not going to go see this movie anymore. I can't support this sort of action. Yeah. Sandro, what are we alluding to here?
So, I don't even know how to... I guess I just come out and say it.
Yep. Go ahead.
The goat... Well, it's more...
The goat's trans!
Yes, the goat is a transgender goat. Because... So, in the first movie, the goat the goat is femme-presenting in the first movie.
Yeah.
The goat uses she/her pronouns. The goat has traditionally a more feminine voice. The goat also makes milk with her udders.
Yep.
In this movie, the goat goes by she/her pronouns. The goat gets called auntie by everyone. The goat has udders to make milk.
Yes.
However, the goat's voice is masculine.
Yes. And I think this is really interesting. I think there's a better story arc for the goat behind the scenes implied than the entire movie, right?
Yeah.
Because here's my theory, right? Because in the first one, you see the goat, like, going after the man.
The goat wants to fuck Jimmy.
Yeah, like, and they're drunk. They're confused. They're helpless. This is because they weren't desiring the man itself. They were feeling out their own, like, person. You know what I mean?
The goat was like, do I want to fuck him or do I want to be him?
Be him, yes.
It turns out the goat wanted to be him.
Yeah. The problem was they were struggling with their own person.
Yeah,
and that's why they were struggling through the first film. Whereas in the second film, we can see them. They're more confident. they're in charge. Like, it takes care of the kids. It isn't trying to fuck the dude constantly. Like,
Exactly.
They seem almost like a different person in this one.
It's almost every character in this feels like a different character than the first
just
movie.
the goat. Just the goat.
Okay, just the goat. Yeah, that's fine.
And I think that's like a change of character, like a change of person. They've come into themselves a bit more. They've found themselves.
Well, the goat's still a drunk, though. I just want to point that out. The goat's still a drunk
the goat has
in this
still
movie.
a reputation for being a drunk, but I don't think. Can you remember if the goat gets drunk at any point in this film? We see them drinking.
The goat drinks a lot, yeah?
Yes, but I would argue that drinking and being a drunk, very different, right? Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know, yeah.
They like to drink. They're still probably addicted to alcohol. Let's be real,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But that's from their previous self, and now they're in more control over it, you know? Because they're more one with themselves. And I think, personally, that's beautiful.
I feel like the goat is a real hero in this movie, and I'm really glad that, the goat, at this age, like, in the first movie, goat was probably 4 or 5 years old.
Yep.
Now the kids are, how old would you say the son is?
The son looks about, I don't know, 7, 8?
7 or 8, yeah. So the goat is at the end of its life.
Yeah.
And has
wisdom.
finally accepted themselves.
Yeah. And that's really beautiful.
And it's beautiful. And I was really confused. When I watched it, I was like, okay, I've got to... Is this just a thing with the English version? So I went and I found the original Czech audio for the movie, and the goat is the same. The goat does not have a feminine voice in the original. It's the same in both. And I'm like, okay, that is canon.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
For goat. Yeah.
And I think it's great because in their wisdom, because they're older and wiser, when they talk to kids, they lie to them. And that's really reflective of real life.
I agree. Definitely. Yeah. That was actually a very funny scene. We'll get to that in spoilers. But yeah, okay, what else is there to mention? This movie's not horny.
Yeah, this again, better family. I wouldn't put this on for my kids, but I would at least, like, if someone put it on for my kids, I wouldn't get mad at them, you know. I'd be like,
unlike the first movie, yeah.
Why would you put that on? That's a dumb movie. Whereas the first one is, I'm calling the cops. Why did you put this on for my kids?
Why did you do that? Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It's not as horny, it's not as scary, it's not as adult with all the drinking.
No.
It's overall much better for kids, which is definitely a plus. And, you've got the goat there, being their true self, that's a plus as well. So overall, Zach, with all of these key improvements in mind, are you going to give this an oldie or a goodie?
That's a good question, Sandra. Now let me follow that up with, just because it's a better movie for kids does not make it a good movie. Because, as I mentioned previously, the first 40 minutes of this film suffers from the fact that I think they're not in Prague anymore. You see, in the first movie, Prague was a prominent feature of the film.
Yes,
and they had these
real
key
life
aspects of Prague that they wanted to show off. This was
the clock, the bridge.
Part of their motivation was their pride in Prague.
Yeah.
And showing off the stories and the legends from this. And I presume that this movie holds true to the sort of legends half of that, where they're trying to tell maybe put into the ethos the sort of fairy tales and stuff. The problem is they just kind of had to make up where they were and what they were doing.
Yeah.
And by them having creative freedom, they had the freedom to make a shit movie. So I'm going to give it an oldie.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I also want to mention that the first one was like animated by 10 Czech guys. This one's got a much larger team, and yeah, they outsourced to Spain and India and stuff for the animation with this.
Interesting.
So
I will say the animation does seem a little better. I wouldn't say it's a lot.
Not much.
I wouldn't say it's a lot better. No, but I think it's still a little better.
It's a little bit better, yeah. You don't have that screaming kid with his tiny crazy frog dick there, which was definitely an improvement.
It felt like all the things they wanted to put in the film, they managed to put in the film.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they still had that fucking Weeple-ass dude show up at one point.
And there for a bit.
That's the worst thing I'll ever see, and I am so glad that I will never have to look at him ever again.
Yeah, well, until they make 3 in the future at some point.
Nope, they won't.
It's been over 10 years. They won't.
Do you know why they won't? Because if I hear about that news, I'm gonna cause an incident. I'm gonna burn a studio down.
God. I don't know if we can keep that in the podcast, but we will. We don't give a shit. We're mad lads.
As long as there's no people in there, of course. Gotcha. I only
just
cause
weeples.
Property. Yes, weeples aren't people.
No. Quote and quote. I think you're right. I think taking this movie, we didn't mention that this one is full fantasy, not based in reality at all, which I think lost a bit of the charm of the first movie.
I disagree. It's
first
not
one's
based
anywhere.
in reality, the same, and has more fantasy bullshit in it. There's a headless dude walking around. The devil's literally there. This movie... I'm going to spoil the movie. Sorry. Continue. I was about to spoil the movie.
What I mean is, the first movie's not realistic, but it's set in Prague, whereas this movie is set in a magic kingdom.
Yes, I'll give you that one. And I think what they should have done is just chose a different place to represent.
Yeah,
and
I
then
agree.
have the same story.
Yeah.
But have it based in this place, and then they can put in famous. It's like, oh, look, here's, I don't know, the Berlin Wall.
Hell yeah. Now that would have been fun. Goat Story 2, The Berlin Wall Adventure. I don't think timeline-wise it would really work, but I think it'd be fun.
And then it's like, oh man, we have to get over this wall to get to our parents.
Yeah. And you can call it War Goat. It's not War Horse,
shit.
it's War Goat. I don't remember what War Horse is set in.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is definitely an oldie for me as well, 100%.
Okay.
And we did give the first one an award. I don't think this one gets an award. I don't know. I feel like this one's just an oldie. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first one definitely deserved an award.
Yeah.
This one is just more of like, it's just an oldie. It's just like, It's like, I don't want to say passable kids movie. That might be the nicest thing. I'll say it's like a passable kids movie. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But I do not want to show it to my kids. I do not want to show it to anyone else's kids. I do not want to suggest this film.
No.
The only person I might even think about suggesting this to is someone who has watched the first one, which I would not suggest to anyone.
See, I would recommend the first one to everyone, so...
Fuck you.
I guess all those people can go and... No, I definitely wouldn't. It was complete garbage.
I would inflict it on Mel.
Well, that's... I think it's also it's the plot makes you go, what? All the time. But it's different to the first movie. In the first movie, it was like, what are they doing? But in like an enjoyable way. In this movie, it was a bit more tedious. I was like, wait, what? Are they, what? Why are we, what?
Then again, I'm thinking about it. Both movies, I think, could be good drinking games.
That's fair,
you could do something.
yeah.
Even in this movie, I think there's a good drinking game possibility.
Goat Story 2 with cheese with booze.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Sandra.
Thank you.
And you eat cheese and booze.
Oh, I'd do that.
That sounds... Dude, honestly, a party where they play Goat Story and Goat Story with cheese, and you're just drinking and having both of those.
Yeah.
And like... between movies, you have like a quiz on the movie that you just watched.
Oh,
shit, do like a pub night sort of theme. God, that would slap.
That would be great. And no one is brave enough to throw it but us, so coming soon.
Whoa!
That'd be fun, but we won't do that.
Not soon. Not soon. Maybe in the future, but not soon, because I don't want to watch this film anytime soon.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Maybe you're even barely getting by making minimum payments. With credit card debt hitting record highs, National Debt Relief offers real debt relief solutions for people struggling to keep up. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy, and you may be able to pay back less than you owe, regardless of your credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe 10, 20, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living increases. To find out how much you could save, visit nationaldebtrelief.com. That's nationaldebtrelief.com.
Bubba Wallace here with Tyler Reddick. You know what's more nerve-wracking than waiting for qualifying results?
Waiting for the green flag to drop.
Instead of pacing, you rev up with Chumba Casino's weekly new releases.
It's like a fresh set of tires for your brain.
Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Well, howdy there. Sally McSeller here, back with another ad, and it's a big ad at that, because I'm selling you patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod, where Sandro and Zach go up there every now and then and review even more movies. You thought they reviewed every movie they could review here on the main show? Well, no. They actually reviewed 2 Nicolas Cage movies the other week. It's a bonus battle between 8mm and Snake Eyes. He's a clip. 8mm. Oh my god. Is this sleazier than the fucking New York Ripper? It might be.
Oh.
It might be.
It might be. There's... Oh, it was just hard to watch because it was so sleazy, you know?
It was just oozing out of the fucking frame.
It was. It's very oozy.
It is.
It is oozing is the right word. It's pretty sleazy. We see a lot of porn during this movie.
What's the next category? Oh yeah, family friendliness. This now all bonus battles.
Oh, right. I forgot this was a category.
Well, to see which movies win which categories in that bonus battle, go to patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod, where you can get that entire bonus battle between Snake Eyes and 8mm, as well as the rest of the Cage-orama. A bunch of episodes of the boys reviewing movies about Nicolas Cage. Well, starring Nicolas Cage. Maybe some of them are about him. Who knows? Screenwriters are weird. Also, for a limited time only, head up to patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod, and you can buy the entire Cage-orama series for cheap. It's on sale. Very, very cheap. You can go do that there. And also subscribe for $1, get ad-free episodes as well if you want. Yeehaw! I'm an American. Alright, Zach, let's do spoilers. Spoilers for Goat Story 2 with cheese. We're going through the plot because no one else is going to.
Was there any fun facts? Any information you want to... Any
taglines? Yeah,
taglines at all?
There's nothing. There's nothing on this one. There's nothing on this movie.
Oh, that's fair.
I think the first one has like heaps of YouTube videos and stuff. No one cares about this one.
Yeah. Well, because the novelty kind of wears off by the second one.
The guy who made the video on the first one, Curtis Connor, he did make one on this as well. But I don't think anyone else picked this one up. I think only he did it.
Yeah.
And everyone just focused on the first one. So there's not much here.
By looking up this movie, I've now been suggested videos by him. But I haven't watched any of his videos. So I don't know whether to recommend him. But, like, the algorithm is like, no, you need to watch his review of it. So good on him.
To be honest, his review... When we were going to review the first one, I told Starkey not to watch it, but I told him to watch Curtis Connor's review of the movie just to get like the vibe. And
yeah.
I don't know if he did or not, but you know, I do recommend that people watch those videos if you want to see the visuals after you finish our podcast, of course. You got to stay to the end of this.
Alessandro.
Yep.
This movie had less devil in it than the first one, yet featured the devil prominently. Like, what's going on with that, you know?
Because it's not the devil. It wasn't the devil.
Well, no, but, like, this one actually talks about the devil, whereas the other one didn't ever acknowledge the fact that Satan was just chilling in the movie, you know?
That's very true. Did Goat ever meet the devil? No one met the devil but the Clockmaster. So it makes sense that Goat would be like, oh, that's not the devil, because I've already met him.
Yeah.
Because Goat never met the devil.
Well, the Goat never... The only person that acknowledged the Goat was that one promiscuous lady in the tavern that gave her the clothing, right? Otherwise, no one acknowledged, at least in this movie, someone acknowledged that the Goat was a talking goat and went, wow, hey, this goat can talk.
Yeah, actually, you're right. You're 100% right. I didn't even think about that.
It's the only and only one person did it, which is wild to me. But, like, that was,
It would have been so much funnier if no one acknowledges the goat, no one even talks to the goat but the kids. That would have been so funny.
Yeah. There would be, like, you could have conspiracy theories there. It's like, does the goat even talk?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's showing the goat can talk.
Yep. Okay, so, the plot of this movie.
Yes. Let's do quick summary.
We open with a castle on a hill. It's a very tall hill for no reason.
There's no kind of funny. I like the
it's a funny joke.
little gag at the start where he's climbing up the hill. I was like, it is a big hill.
Immediately I get Shrek vibes. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know about you. The art, like the change in art style, the colors, I was like, this looks like Shrek now. It's no longer brown and grey like Prague was.
Yes, the colors have definitely improved. I'm not getting huge Shrek vibes. I'm getting a little Shrek vibes, maybe.
I just think in terms of the set, like not the plot. The plot's not Shrek-like at all. The humor's not that very Shrek-like either. But I think the setting is kind of Shrekky.
I'll give you that. It's like a combination of 1 and 2 of Shrek because you got the castle, you got
Yet it feels like Shrek 3.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah.
So in the castle, the king of the land is Zach. It's you. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm the king. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they actually just put me in the film because I fucking love cheese.
Exactly.
I literally, the night before watching this movie, got up at 2 a.m. to eat cheese. Which is crazy because the movie features me getting up at 2 a.m. to eat cheese. Now, I'd like to clarify, I didn't go and steal that cheese from poor people. I would like to clarify that. However, if there was some stinky cheese that was wafting in like a cartoon thing, I may or may not steal cheese from poor people.
All right. But okay. Only if it's that
the situation
stinky.
hasn't arrived. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this king is truly incredible. So he's the king of this land, but here's the thing. He loves cheese, and he's putting his kingdom in debt to eat cheese.
Would, totally. Relatable.
He's like, I love cheese, and I want all the cheese, but there's no cheese makers in my kingdom anymore, so I'm having to outsource my cheese to other countries, and I'm having to sell everything in my castle to be able to afford that expensive cheese.
And that's like, what a weird little plot thing here they've got going. That's very strange, Sandra. That's some strange behavior. But I guess this Zach character, he really likes cheese. And you know what?
Cheese.
That's fair. Yeah. I really like cheese. I don't see anything wrong happening here. I don't see anything nefarious going on potentially.
I think I didn't see a potential twist relating to this that we'll get to later. I didn't see that coming because the first movie was so weird that I just accepted the fact that this king was right.
I'll give you that. I think it sort of clicked into place for me, I'll say. You know?
Yeah.
When there was a certain point in the film, I think, like, for most of the film, I wouldn't have expected the twist. But then at some point it clicked for me. I went, it was just before the guy pulls out like a contract. They went, as soon as a guy pulls out a contract, I'm like, yep, he's evil.
Gotcha.
And that was just before they revealed the twist. So
yeah. I got some quotes written down right at the top because it's one of the first lines of dialogue in the movie was we got the king and then we've got his like royal cheese maker, I think is what he's called. And the king's like, oh, cheesemaker, thank you for the cheese. It's dancing on my tongue. Look at my tongue. And the cheesemaker's like, I don't want to look at your tongue, man. And the king's like, no, look at my tongue. No.
I would like to clarify. The guy is very eager to look at the king's tongue.
Oh.
You're putting it out like the king's flopping out his tongue and the guy's like, ew, no, I don't want to touch. No. He's like, oh, what a wonderful tongue, king. Let me stroke your tongue. Yes, what a glorious tongue. Oh, no, he says, at the start, I believe it's, I'm not worthy to touch
I'm
the
not
tongue.
worthy. Yes. He
It's
says,
not that
I'm
he
not
doesn't
worthy.
want to. In fact, he would love to touch, and he does. He strokes the tongue. He gets out a little brush and he brushes it. I'm like, what a fucking weird start to this fucking film. What the fuck?
And the king's like, oh, every tongue you know makes you more of a person.
Whoa!
And then the cheese guy's like, indeed. This is the finest tongue I've ever seen, Your Highness.
The fuck?
I'm like, what?
This is the opening to the film, by the way. This is the opening to the film. And my heart sank. I was like, oh no, it's gonna be another sexual mess, you know? They're just gonna be
That's what I thought as
tongue
well.
kissing. They're just gonna be like weird and about tongues and like.
And you didn't want that? You didn't, because I was keen. I was on board. I was like, fuck yeah, here we go,
great.
more of this.
I was hoping that maybe it was just not an hour and 20 minutes of weird tongue things. Look, not my thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bring back the big booby ladies, you know, and then maybe we can look at some tongues, all right? I'm just like, look, it wasn't a great start. I will say the start is awful. It's
pretty
the
fucking
worst
weird.
part of this film, I'm pretty
It really
sure.
turns you off immediately.
Yeah, it was bad. I was not having it because then immediately after we have the scene, they start to sing.
Yep.
Which was not a feature of the first film.
Oh, and this is, before we get into the song itself, the translation of this movie feels worse.
Yes.
Because the dialogue just feels worse. I don't know exactly how to describe it.
That it's not always bad, but I feel like it's slightly worse than the first one. Just because possibly as you say, the animators were sourced from all around, so there might have been something with that. But it's like,
well, it's the same writer, so but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, but I think the writing also suffers a bit, especially in the English translation, because of this, and that it's not. I think the setting, as we talked about, like Prague. The setting helped with the story and the dialogue because it grounded everything. Everything's a bit ungrounded, so everything just is a bit unhinged throughout the film.
That's
and like
fair to
doesn't
say.
make sense half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's this one point in the movie that I think sums it up really well, where the goat is like, "Quick, let us discreetly walk away," which is not something that you'd say. You'd be like, "Let's sneak off." But the movie, I feel
you
like
say, "Let's get out of here."
Exactly. But in it, every dialogue in this movie is like a direct translation with no creative writing.
Yes, it feels like a Google translation.
Yes.
And the Google Translate sometimes gets it right.
Yeah.
But more often than not gives it a bit of a weird translate. You know what I mean?
Yes. But, Zach, I need my daily cheese. I'm a junkie, if you please. The lyric I wrote down.
That's me waking up every morning. I'm like, give me that cheese because I'm a junkie, if you please.
And I love that the king's not the bad guy of the movie either. He's just a king that loves cheese. And I'm here for it. I'm here for this king who loves cheese.
I disagree. I
Really?
disagree with you. He is a
Why?
bad guy of this film. He robs them repeatedly of cheese. And there is zero consequences this.
But Zach, he can't help it. He's sleepwalking.
That is no excuse for him literally going and stealing cheese just because the movie doesn't make a big deal out of it. Literally, the character's like, man, we got robbed of our cheese. Oh, well, moving on. I'm like, what? I would be fucking livid that someone came in and stole my fucking cheese. I would be
true.
fucking banging on people's doors being like, did you steal my
Yeah.
fucking cheese?
Give
Let me
the-
smell
It'd be
your
like the movie
fucking-
Taken, but for cheese. Taken cheese.
Absolutely. Don't take in my cheese, bro. So I'm a bit annoyed. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think the king deserved it. I think the king deserved all the bad. And I'm sad in this film that he didn't get even more punished. I wish he didn't become king again. I wish this film ended in them being like, let's make a democracy.
Let's kill the king.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I'm fairly certain that's what you just said, is you wanted to guillotine the king right there in front of all the kids.
I do, but for different reasons.
Oh.
I want to guillotine him so I can take all his cheese.
And I take his tongue as a trophy, hanging on my wall. The greatest tongue of all.
I mean, it's a well-kept tongue. They brush that thing.
He brushes
and
that.
In that time, era, zone, fantasy setting, I believe he has the best tongue.
Yeah.
Although slightly smelly from cheese.
All right. Speaking of best tongues, Jimmy and Katie have 2 kids now. We go to their farm.
What?
They left Prague, and Jimmy's also given up his lifelong obsession with being a sculpture maker, and now they're on a farm making cheese.
Well, I think that's possibly the most realistic portion of this film. Because he's had to settle down. He's had to actually open a business that makes him money, right?
I don't know, man. I'm fairly certain you could have become very, very wealthy making sculptures back then.
Possibly not. Possibly there isn't a giant clock tower being made at every town that you need to think. I think more realistically what happened is they went along and they tried to make the sculpture business work, and it just kind of didn't.
Well, okay. Maybe.
It's like, nope. People are just looking to eat. People are looking to drink. They want some cheese. And what happened is he tried to make the statue business work. He's trying to do all these things, not working. But they have a goat. They've been making some cheese on the side. Boom, the cheese business starts blowing up. Because for some reason around this part, there's no people making cheese.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're like, let's get into the cheese business. It's selling a lot. So I think this is just like capitalizing on a market deficiency of cheese, which was, admittedly, as revealed later on in the film, artificially made.
That's true.
I think it's just a pro-capitalist move of him to corner
move
that
in,
market, you know?
Fill the cheese market. You know what? You've maybe got a point there.
Yeah, and like, there's no reason why later on he can't get back into sculpting, like, in retirement and other things.
For sure. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it is interesting that it's, like, never brought up ever.
That he likes making sculptures?
Yes, or that the lady whole business was selling stolen nails.
Stolen nails that never comes back.
As it said, they're not the main characters, so...
No. Although, the 3 seconds we get of them on screen, we've got him with his dumb fucking smile, being the dumb... He's so annoying. And we see, somehow Katie's boobs are like triple... I don't even know how.
Sandro, it's quite clear how.
Well, she had kids.
She's had 2 kids.
That's true. But just because they upped the size doesn't mean they needed to up the jiggles that much, because fucking hell. It's gone from Grand Theft Auto to fucking Street Fighter. Like, it's so much higher.
Look, they needed to make up for the fact that there's no nudity scenes in this film. So they were just like, there was a boardroom meeting where it's like, one guy's like, we need more nudity in this film. And it's like, we can't have nudity in this film. We're trying to make a kid's film. It's like, well, we need at least some jiggle physics. And they're like, fine. You know what? We'll meet you in the middle, all right? There won't be any nudity, but we can have some crazy jiggle physics on this, you know?
Oh my God.
And I don't just want jiggle physics. I want some old lady with a giant ass. She's gonna have a huge ass, and when she moves around the floor, fucking shakes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I want some really fat dude. He's gonna be my inflation fetish, and then like a really skinny dude. I don't even know what that's about. Just have some dude with giant eyeballs. That's kind of freaky. I don't like that one actually.
No, we'll get to that later, but all that was a bit... for sure. So goats stop making milk after they go through menopause, which is usually around the age of 10. and the kids 8, which means that was goat 2 in the first movie.
I said 8, but they could have been younger.
They could have been younger.
I could stress, and if it's a stretch, I could say that he's 5 and she's like 3.
3 or 4, yeah, for sure.
Maybe 4. Maybe
I
it's
can see
like
that. I can see
4
that.
and he's like 5.5. Like I could see that, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I can see that as well. Because we got the kids.
I would agree that the goats' like milking days are very short. There's not much.
Oh yeah,
they better enjoy this cheese right now, because give it a year or so and this goat's gonna dry up. And it's possible. It is also possible that the consumption of so much beer is also helping keeping the milk production alive, because. Now, this isn't based in anything in reality. I'm just thinking because it's just consuming so much liquid that it just needs to convert it. And so either this goat's milking or it's pissing. Like, those are the two things that are happening, you know?
And it seems like as well, goats can make milk pretty soon after their birth. So,
there you go.
You know.
The goat could have been pretty young.
It could have been quite young, which makes that first movie worse somehow.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yes, correct.
But yeah, we're just going to go deep into the goat's age just because I had some questions. I I just wanted them answered. We discussed it now.
We'll give this movie credit. They did make a thing where they're like, why is this goat's cheese so good? Oh, it's probably because I drink so much beer. And I was like, yes, that's logical. That's
is.
like a good thing, because it's established in the first one, and then they make this about cheese, and they're like, wow, why is the goat's cheese so good?
Yeah.
It's because of all the beer. And I'm like, wow, that was a good connection they made. That was a good story moment.
I agree. So we have the 2 kids. I don't know their names. I don't have it written down anywhere, and they're not even listed in the credits on Wikipedia. So I don't know.
There's
I don't know.
Susie is the girl.
Susie, okay.
And then I can't remember the guy's name.
I
I only remember Susie because at the end of the film they were all like, "Where's Susie? Oh my god, she's dead.
Yes,
no,
yes.
not Susie." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck."
Don't know the names, but they are
We could just call them Boy
We got Boy and Susie.
and Susie and Boy.
And they hate each other, but they're just two. They're great. They're great siblings. They get along so well. This movie tries to do a you should love your siblings storyline, but they already kind of like each other at the start. That doesn't really work.
Well, they're fighting. They fight a lot. They fight through the film. I disagree. I think this is I think this is I think this is a mediocre siblings fighting into getting along with each other's story.
Yeah, there it is. All right. The king wakes up in the middle of the night.
Yes.
To go and try their cheese.
Well, he kind of sleep floats, doing the classic cartoon, like he gets a whiff of this stinky cheese, and he does like a whole thing where he floats, following the line of smell, and he travels across the land to get to this poor person's house.
Now, does this mean that they are new to the area, and that's why he hasn't smelt their cheese before? But that can't be right, because they have an old lady client who wants to get cheese. Mm-hmm. And she the vibe is she's been going to them for a little while, so they can't be new.
I would say they've been here. I think they are new. I think they've been around for like a month.
A month, okay.
Is my guesstimate, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense time frame for me. It's like they did their traveling. They did their statue business. Statue business was kind of failing. They need to support their kids. They started making cheese. The cheese got popular. And then they learned of this area where no one had cheese. And cheese was very sought after. So they're like, let's go move here so we can sell cheese and make, lots of money selling cheese.
Yeah. I also want to bring up the fact that they mention as well why they don't have other animals. And it's because Goat gets jealous of them.
Yeah.
Which is why, it makes sense that you'd get a bunch of other animals, get even more milk, make even more cheese. But Goat specifically gets jealous of them, so they can't have other goats or cows around.
Yes. And just another thing I want to add on that to go into my statue theory, is because the kids talk about a market, right?
They do talk about a market, yeah.
They do talk about a market, and here's the thing. They don't have anything other than the cheese made by this one goat. So they're not making a lot of cheese, and they're selling it to individuals. I don't think they're going to the market to sell cheese. I think they're going to the market to potentially try and sell statues.
Right, get a little bit of extra income.
Yeah. That's my theory.
And we know that he can make statues very quickly. We know that from the first one. So maybe he's making like custom tiny wood carving statues for everyone with his feet, obviously.
Yeah, he does that thing where you sit down at a place and they draw a really ugly picture of you.
Yeah.
That people still go to for some reason.
I don't know why.
But instead of that, he does like a statue of you.
Yeah, exactly. So, there we go. So anyway, the devil comes in the middle of the night.
What?
And takes the kids. No, sorry. That's a much darker movie. It takes the parents.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Takes the parents. Because as a random lady says, she comes to visit. She's like, where's your parents? The kids are like, we don't know. They're missing.
She's not a random lady. We saw her once before because
That's
she barges in. She has a giant ass, and that's very important, Sandro.
That's true.
Because when she moves around, the ground literally shakes.
It does. Yeah, no, it does. No, you're right.
It's vital information.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And her whole thing is she's coming for the cheese, and she arrives, and they don't have the cheese, so she comes back the next day, which is this day.
Yep.
She's like, where's my cheese? Where are your parents at? What's going on?
And they're like, we don't know. They've disappeared. Where are our parents? And she's like, oh, you can't find them? Well, it's probably because the devil kidnapped them. Because as we all know, they are cheesemakers, and Lucifer is very particular about his cheese.
It's true.
And apparently he's been going around kidnapping all of the cheesemakers in this area.
This is why I'm going into the theory that they're like playing off like a legend, a fairy tale of sorts, you know?
Maybe. There's nothing on this anywhere that I can find. But maybe.
You know what? That's fair. Maybe it's just some bullshit that they made up. But it's definitely...
I'll look it up. Why not?
It's definitely the bullshit that I really didn't want you to fact check me. I am trying to help this film as much as I can, and by you fact checking me, that's an attack against me and this film.
There's one Reddit thing about how the devil created cheese to give us gout. I don't know if that's so real. That's the only thing I can find.
So true. Spit your facts. So besides the devil's gout inflicting things, he's like, I want some cheese. And this was spread around by the bad guy of the film, which we will discuss later. She's like, yeah, the devil's been going around and he's been kidnapping all the cheesemakers. He takes them to hell. And then like 3 days later, he turns them into noodle soup.
He specifically, what's the exact quote? He cleans out your ears with cotton swabs and then uses you as a base for noodle soup.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Which happens at the end of the movie. We'll just mention that now. That does happen to someone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's kind of like it's the little joke ending thing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's cute. You know, it's cute.
So they have 3 days to save the parents, and Goat's like,
yes.
You dumb kids, you're fucking crying, what the Stop that.
Stop sniveling and crying, you dumb shit.
We gotta go. You know, when your dad and I first came to the land, we built the bridge and everyone loved us, and he's going about... This was a funny scene.
This is great.
He's like retelling the first movie.
Yes.
But lying about it. Is like, we built the bridge, cut to a flashback of the bridge falling apart.
Yes. And everybody loved us and begged us to come back. Cut to them being chased by an angry mob. And then cut to a scene that I don't think was in the first one, where the like construction site guy is like, I'll fucking kill you or whatever. He's like, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
Which was very funny. That was good. That was a good joke. That was great.
So they're like, all right, we gotta get a team together to save your parents. Let's go to the tavern. Zach, who do we see in the tavern? Playing in the band. Did you notice this?
Oh, yeah. It's the only scene with this guy in it, which I was glad about. I was scared at the end of the first film when they had this whole thing where the characters are going out and it's like, oh, there's a sequel coming,
Yeah.
I was scared we were going to get a lot of recurring characters and it was going to be shite. But instead, they're just kind of a little reference.
Yeah.
It's just a little reference in this one, which is pretty good.
Yeah, we see clockmaker Matty, who made the deal with the devil in the first movie, as like a one-man band in this tavern, and he's looking depressed. He's looking fucking sad. So, there's that. He's there.
Yeah. And then we never see him again for the rest of the film.
Nah.
And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
I liked his little thing where he's just playing and stuff. I liked that for this one scene, we also see the skeleton in the bar. And then we see the barkeep, who is like the same model from the first film.
Even though it's a different bar, it's the same model.
And then he's like, I heard about you, goat, from my brother in Prague. And I was like, haha, this is funny. These are some good jokes.
Yeah. And then we're introduced to 3 fairy tale characters, is what the movie tells us they are.
Well, they're fairy tale adjacent because of their backstory.
Yeah.
Right? Because apparently there was like 3 things they did. They like helped capture the big bad wolf or something. I can't remember what exactly they did, but they like, they helped rescue I remember this one. They helped rescue the evil witch from the oven after Hansel and Gretel threw her in. Which I'm like, haha. I think that the joke is that they like help the bad guys or something.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And they are tall, broad, and sharp-eyed is the 3 characters' names. There's a tall one, there's a fat one, and there's a blind one.
And these are the, like, superhero characters of this film. This is the superhero squad that we get in.
And, Zach, let me be the first to say this.
Uh-huh.
I kind of fucking hated them.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's harsh.
I kind of thought they were annoying, and I wish they weren't in the movie.
Wow. I thought they were fine.
Really?
Except for the blind guy, which was like, I was like, haha, they make blind jokes, right? But I feel like it was also disableist. I don't know. Like it was making fun of blind people.
There's a bit of that in this movie, definitely.
But I feel like you could kind of get away with that, But then it's like, but then also there's a fat guy, and so they're kind of fat shaming a bit. That I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the tall guy though. I don't have much problems with him. But
you know what, tall guy? Actually, I liked him as well. Yeah, it was just the other 2.
He could stay. The other 2 can go.
So they set off on the adventure, and the first place they go to is a bog witch with a pet spider.
Yes. Now let me be clear. The people are only there to help them because they sign a contract which will make them pay for all their like debts at the bar.
Yeah.
Because they've just been at this inn drinking and eating all this time. That's why the guy's so fat.
Yeah.
And he constantly brings up the contract and he's like, oh, it's been half an hour in the contract. We have to have a break, sort of thing. That's a constant joke.
Too constant, one might say.
Yeah, possibly. Although I found it funny right at the end where he's like, tears weren't in the contract. And I was like,
that was nice.
Yeah. So yeah, they're in this like swampy bog forest thing. They're trying to find the devil's windmill, which is apparently where you can find the devil, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So they find this witch's hut, thinking it's the windmill. Not the windmill, the watermill, I should say.
Yes.
But it's not a watermill because there's no water and no mill. It's just this witch's hut that they break into.
Yes.
And there's a giant fucking spider.
Yep.
Oh, they also have Is this where they have the song, or is it after this place?
I think after this they have a song about we're walking in the line to get there right on time. And I was like, okay, this is great. I love this.
We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, they enter this witch's hut, and the witch is clearly meant to, when they come in and they just start talking, they're clearly meant to be an insane, like they're trying to be crazy.
Yeah.
But the voice actors voicing them is saying the lines so, like, bland. They're just reading it out.
Yes. Oh, why? You are here to go and see the devil. Not, here for the devil, are you? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. But like, what you just said would make sense in the context of the film, right? But she doesn't say that. She's like naming the character the wrong thing. It's like, oh, hello there, Sebastian, or whatever, you know.
She does do that, yeah.
Yeah, which is clearly like, if they were putting on a voice and if it was a better movie, I would get the gist that she's like named a character wrong because she thinks there's someone else, but she's not all there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just, you just don't get that.
Also, her hand falls off at some point.
Yes.
So she's also fallen apart, but she puts herself back together with the potion of life.
Which is not super important for the rest of the film, but the main character does steal it.
He steals it, yeah. So,
and there's literally no repercussions for this, which made me mad. But anyway.
Because it seems like she needs that potion to put her hand back on, but after he steals it, her hand falls off again.
Yeah.
So what's she gonna do?
Well, she's got one other hand, Sandra. She can figure it out. She can probably brew another potion.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, anyway, they steal his potion, and then the witch is kind of ignoring them and just fills his potion full of explosive material. And they're like, holy shit, we need to get out of this house because the potion's gonna fucking explode. And then they try and get the door open, and they can't lift the wooden beam that's holding the door closed, which is like, it looks like it's very easily movable.
Yeah.
But the goat tries it, and the goat gives up, and then no one else tries it. You know, the people with the opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Susie goes out and, like, is like, hey, the fat guy, come and save us. And then the fat guy comes in swinging on a vine and literally fucking demolishes half of his hearts so they can escape.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball style, yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, they just ruined her house. I would be livid.
Yeah.
And then the potion explodes and blows up the rest of the house. And I'm like, well, the house wasn't going to survive anyway, so I guess that's fine.
Exactly. But then, they walk away and they sing that song about walking in a straight line. Was that one of the songs that you liked?
I thought that one was okay, and I was liking it until it ended with, I think it goes like, the first song I hated, the second song, oh, no, I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
And the third one was okay, and the last one was okay.
Yeah.
The problem with this song, and I like this song a lot, is it ended with that fucking Weeple guy showing up and them screaming and running away, and I was like, no!
Why does he show up? My favorite thing is that they haven't updated his textures at all, so he looks as shit as the first movie, but in a movie it looks better.
Worse.
Really?
I think he looks worse, yes.
Wow, okay. I thought he looked about the same as the first one.
No. Because the lighting has changed.
Oh, maybe,
but they haven't changed the model. I think he just looks worse in this one. Because in the first one, he looks a bit lighter. He's a bit more of a brown, whereas this one, he's more like black.
Yeah.
And it looks worse. It looks worse, and I hated it. And I hate him, and I hope I never see him ever again in my entire life.
You know what? That's pretty fair. Let's go to the king, because I want to talk about whether or not this is racist. He gets this stinky African cheese that's so stinky that it causes chaos in the castle.
Not only that, but the African cheese kind of goes alive at some point.
NetCredit is here to say yes, because you're more than a credit score. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partners. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Summer's heating up, and so is the action with Chumba Casino and 23XI Racing. Whether you're trackside with Bubba, Riley, and Tyler, or cooling off at home, the fun never stops at Chumba Casino, the online social casino packed with free-to-play games like slots, blackjack, and more. Jump into summer at ChumbaCasino.com and score your free welcome bonus. 2 million free gold coins and 2 free sweeps coins. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
And they have like a little...
It's alive the whole time, yeah.
They have in like a little circus. Like, it's like a tribal sacrificial ritual because the king is eating them, but they're dancing and singing. I'm like, what the fuck is this sicko fucking doing?
And they're wearing like traditional masks and shit. It's weird. It's weird.
It's very odd.
And also the fact that it's like the stinkiest cheese. I'm like, I don't... What is this movie trying to do? But then, with the plot twist later in the movie, we know that they're not actually saying anything, because it's not actually African cheese. Just by the way, just going to put that there, as we know later. But, yeah, that was a weird couple scenes that were just in the middle of this movie for no reason.
Yeah. But it is weird, because the cheese is so stinky that they have to, like, remove it, but they just go and, like, float it up with a balloon. But it's like...
Yeah.
They spent so much... Supposedly, they spent so much money to get this cheese, and then they're immediately just throwing it away. I was like, well, that's a fucking waste of money.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
But, of course, there's ulterior motives as to why they're just specifically wasting money, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this joke genuinely made me laugh, and not in a what the fuck's going on way, in a that's a good joke way, where our main characters are by a river, and we see fish jumping in and out of the river.
Yep.
And then 2 fish jump up at the same time, and like they bang their heads together and they fall down. And I genuinely was like laughing, but not in a what the fuck way, and like that actually got a genuine laugh out of me.
That's actually funny. Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. That's a good little joke. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen that in anything else, you know? Yeah. That's just a good joke, yeah.
That's good. The contract is like destroyed because they have to swim through the river or something.
They just float. No. They don't swim. They float across the river. I remember this because the fat guy is just like floating around because he's fat, so he's just kind of like a ball. Whereas the rest of them use tall guy as a raft.
That's true, they do, yeah.
Which is really weird and fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked. That is fucked.
But I'm glad they get to utilize this X-Men group of powers, you know? On a power rating scale, I just want to interrupt now.
Yeah.
If these 3 were X-Men, what power level do you think they would have comparatively?
Well, blind guy's Cyclops.
Yes, but I would say he's a worse Cyclops.
Oh, he sucks.
Or possibly a better Cyclops because he can choose when to shoot his lasers, right?
That's true, yeah.
So he has the advantage of he can shoot when his lasers. His lasers just kind of suck, though.
Yes. And he's also annoying. So I think he's probably like he's like a mid-tier X-Men.
Yes.
I
would say he's a low-tier X-Men.
Low tier? That's fair. I think fat guy, I mean, he's the Blob, so...
Yes, but he's not only the Blob, there's another one that's like a bouncy guy.
I remember him. Yeah. X-Man who bounces. No, yeah, Goldball seems like it's the character you're thinking of.
No. I'm thinking of Bouncy Boy, who I think is... He is DC, not Marvel. That's why.
Oh.
Bouncy Boy is DC, and I remember him from the cartoon. That's why I was confused. He's not an X-Men. He's from DC.
Bouncy Boy, real name Charles Tane, is a member of the Legion of Superheroes who can inflate his body into a ball and bounce around.
Yes.
Wow.
Although, in this movie, our rounder individual shows slightly different bounce. He can bounce, as we see in one scene, because he has to keep up with tall guy as they're moving along.
Yeah.
But his powers are actually consumption, where he can just consume a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
And is also just kind of blob-ish. He's got a bit of the blob powers. He can consume a vast amount and exhale a vast amount.
He can, yep.
Which is powerful. and he can bounce and be bounced on.
They use him as a trampoline, yeah.
I fucking hated that scene. That scene where they're bouncing on it, the sound it made was awful, and
It was
I
like
hated
a wet. It was like a wet bouncing. It was uncomfortable, and his face was like.
It was like you said this movie was less sexual, Sandro, but he was definitely enjoying that way too much.
Definitely something going on there. I think though he's a lower tier than Blob because he's lazy. Blob isn't lazy.
Yes, yeah, that's it. I'll agree to that. I think Blob is definitely more powerful than him for sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's definitely more power than Laser Eyes over here.
I agree with that.
I think he's a mid-tier superhero.
Tall guy. I don't know. He's both really high and really low.
Yes, I think he has the potential to be the highest of the group.
Yeah.
Because it's not stated how high he can grow.
That's true.
I think he has the ability to be like not an Omega level mutant, but like a this is like an Ant-Man sort of character, right? Think of Ant-Man. Yeah. I think he would be slightly less powerful than Ant-Man, I think.
He also, though, he can't stay big for long because he tires out quickly.
Yeah, but same with Ant-Man, supposedly. I mean...
in some of them, yeah.
In the first Ant-Man movie, the whole point of him not being able to go big is he fucking collapsed.
Yeah.
From, like, lack of blood flow or whatever. But it's like later on they just kind of forgot about that plot, so Ant-Man could just be big all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, same problem. And I think, same with this character, later on, we could just ignore that.
That's
and
true.
he could just be big all the time.
That's very true.
Plus, we could use some of that life potion, you know, that we got off the witch, and he'll be right.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually very true, for sure.
So I think he's on slightly less than Ant-Man, because he can't go really small.
No, he can only get big. He can't get
Yes.
small. Yeah, that's true.
But I think he's the most powerful out of the group because it's not stated how big he can get.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I agree.
He can get big.
He can get pretty bloody big.
Pick up Bouncy Boy all over here and bounce him around like a basketball.
That's right.
You know?
Okay, back to the plot of the movie. They spot the mill, and they're like, all right, before we go in, let's get some food. So Goat squirts out some cheese.
That statement was awful.
And they eat half of it, and they go to sleep. But the king smells the cheese.
Yep.
And comes and takes it in the middle of the night.
He does another stealing from people with no repercussions. Yep.
And he wakes up and is like, the goat cheese. Oh.
And then the advisor dude is like, oh my god, where did you get that cheese? And he's like, oh, I got it from the devil's windmill. And he's like, oh my god, you stole cheese from the devil? Oh no, maybe you're in danger.
Yeah, maybe you might die soon.
You better sign this contract real quick that gives me power over the whole kingdom. I'm not evil, by the way.
When did you realize because I didn't pick it up until the contract. I was like, hang on a second.
Oh, I think it was around the contract. I think it was just before the contract. I was like, I think it was just as soon as he mentioned, like, giving up the crown for the cheese, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's evil. This guy's just, manipulating him. But
this is one of the fucking best reveals I've ever seen in a movie that we've ever done, because this cheese man, he's got quite a couple cheeks.
Yes.
He's got some fat cheeks. He's quite well put together. He's quite handsome. He's wearing his fancy clothes. He's talking quite proper.
Yes.
But once the contract is signed and the king goes back to bed to fuck his cheese or whatever he's doing.
That's valid.
We see that he changes.
Yes.
Why, his cheeks aren't fat because he eats cheese. His cheeks are fat because he keeps 2 cheese wheels in his mouth at all times.
He goes, a poo, and his cheeks deflate, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yes.
He's gonna be the good guy. He's the dude. And then he takes off his fancy cloaks.
Oh my god, what's he wearing? He's wearing a devilish uniform.
Yes, he's the devil. He's been pretending to be the devil and kidnapping random parents.
And he
that
starts to
make
talk like,
cheese.
"Hey, I'm from Brooklyn," and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's from Brooklyn. Actually, he's not a fancy dude
That
at all.
means he's evil.
Exactly." And he walks into his secret lair, and we see Jimmy and Katie making cheese, and he has horns. He's the devil.
Yes, and in his secret lair, he has all the wealth. He's been slowly siphoning from the king.
Yeah.
So that, because he's been selling the king cheeses, but instead of importing the cheeses, he's just been making it himself. And I feel like that's just modern day capitalism. Really.
I agree with that. Completely.
I can tell you right now, as someone who works in retail dealing with alcohol, all the imported beers, like more than half of them, I'd say at least like 70% of them are made in Australia now.
Yeah. That makes
The
sense.
Asahi made in Australia. The Peroni made in Australia. The Crown Lager, I think that one's made in Australia always. No, the Corona made in China.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah.
I thought it was made
most
in
of it.
Vin Diesel's garage.
Or Thailand, actually. Sometimes it comes from Thailand.
Wow.
We got the imported Mexican ones, although they're slightly more expensive. But a lot of it's made in China now, actually.
Wow. How about that? Yeah, but here's the thing though, Zach. We saw the devil in the first movie. This guy looks nothing like the devil from the first movie.
Yeah. I think he's just capitalizing on the fact that the devil does exist.
Yeah.
Because we see our main characters now, because they go to the devil's workshop or whatever it is.
Windmill
the devil's
thing, yeah.
Watermill.
Watermill, that's the one.
And there's no devil there. There's nothing happening. Till they sleep at night.
Yeah.
And then the whole place sort of lights up with fucking disco lights and other things, and there's devil things spinning around.
Yeah.
But then they break the mechanism.
Yeah.
And it's revealed that they're all fake demons flying around. But then, out of like the stairway, a couple of demons pop out, and they're like, "Oh man, our fake demon machine is broken. Damn it!"
Yeah.
But they are demons. And then they're like, "Holy shit, there's people here. Get the fuck out."
And I hated these two because it's a joke that we don't see that often. As someone who does have a stutter, and as a kid I did a lot of work to try not to have it, I don't like jokes that, it is quite... and this movie is ableist. You got fat guys in there.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was
going to
say. Yeah.
But yeah, it uses stuttering as a joke, and I'm just like, this is so fucking 1960s type humor. It's not very funny.
As someone who has stuttered before because their brain couldn't keep up with their mouth hole, this film's very ableist, and I think that's the main reason I have to give it an oldie, because it just the jokes feel outdated and ableist.
Yeah, definitely.
But the subtext joke here is that there is a devil's shack.
Yes.
And that they once did kidnap people, but they don't anymore. They don't normally kidnap people. So there was a devil kidnapping thing happening at some point.
Yes.
But they don't actually. They're too lazy to do it now.
Yeah, they said that they haven't done it for about 100 years.
So the bad guy has just capitalized off the fact that the devil used to kidnap people.
Yes.
And pretends to be the devil to kidnap people.
Whereas in reality, he's just a demon?
What do you mean?
I guess? He's not the devil, but he has to be a demon, because he's...
No, he's not. The bad guy of this film.
Yeah,
no,
he's got
just a
horns
dude.
and can fly around.
That's his hat.
Is it?
He takes... Yeah.
Oh,
At the
I
end
didn't
of the
get
film,
that.
the hat gets The hat gets taken off. He's just bald.
Oh, I actually don't remember that. I must have been looking anywhere else but at my computer.
No, you just didn't pay attention to the fact because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yes, no, he's not a demon. He's just a dude.
But he can fly.
Yeah. Because he has like a Batman flying contraption on.
Oh, he's literally like... not Lex Luthor'd it. Who's the character who... He's Scooby-Doo'd it.
Not who I would have gone with, but yes, he's Scooby-Doo'd it.
He's Scooby-Doo'd it. There we go.
Yeah. He's pretending... Yeah! No, he did. Actually, no, he did Scooby-Doo it. Sorry. I was confused at what you meant because we were talking about the flying. But no, he's pretending to be the devil.
Yeah.
And he's just a Scooby-Doo villain where it's just like, oh, it's revealed, oh, it was actually this guy the whole time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have gotten away with it if it weren't for you two meddling children.
And your goat. And your trans goat.
And your talking goat, too.
But yeah, he tries to take Susie, but I think drops her or something. But he also drops his cheesemaker's badge. I don't know why the fuck he had that on him, but they find the badge.
I think he was in a hurry.
Yeah, maybe. And they're like, oh my god, he's the cheesemaker. And we get an incredible quote from Goat, where Goat's like, sometimes even worse hell is here on Earth.
Yep.
And I was like, damn right, Goat.
That was crazy. Anyway, to try and speed things up to the end, tall guy goes tall, so everybody hops on him because he could just walk for miles, which completely invalidates the journey that they had previously up to that point.
Well, because the kid uses the potion on them.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying they could have done that to get there earlier,
well,
right?
That's true. but they're children, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's also a good way of them getting back there. I like this part of the story. What's crazy is that the portly man is not potioned and is able to keep up with them by bouncing along.
He can bounce around on his big fat
that
ass.
guy is, yes, but he's like fast.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, he's powerful.
I think he rolls down a hill at some point, and then is just like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So I'd say he's also pretty durable. I'd say maybe I upgrade him to like a high tier.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's pretty durable. Anyway, they get to the castle.
Yes.
Also the blind guy just takes over. Is it the potion? Does the potion help him with his eyes or something?
That was what I assumed, but I don't know.
No, it was during the song, wasn't it? They just did a song, and so he took off his blindfold.
Yeah, I didn't like that song. They mentioned that they're on a holy war at some point, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? But also, I couldn't really understand the lyrics, so maybe I was just mishearing something.
That song was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. Anyway, they get to the castle, and the way they get in is by the portly individual drinking the entire moat.
To torture a poor frogman, yeah.
Which is funny, because the frogman's wearing a shark thing. So earlier on, they have this, like, fin of a shark swinging around in the moat, and I'm like, lol, that's dumb, there's a shark. But it's not, it's just a frogman pretending to be a shark.
Yeah.
Actually funny, I liked that. But yeah, this poor frog is like, no, because they need to drink it all so they can go up in the sewer to get up into the castle, right?
Yeah.
But it is, the frogman is caught in the crossfire because he's like, my ancestors built this moat by bringing the water up here in their hands. I was like, man, that sucks, because this dude just drank the whole thing in one sitting.
Exactly.
Anyway, they get into the castle and he spews it back out down to them, which is a scene in this movie.
That is a scene in the movie.
Yeah, so the devil's gotten back to the castle. The guards are freaking out because they saw, the guy dressed up as a devil.
Yeah.
The king saw him. The king's hiding in the throne room. There's a bit of a chase, a run around. They have a fight with the guards where Laser Eyes shoots lasers at them and fails.
Well, yeah, like they pick him up like he's a gun?
Yeah, tall guy picks him up and uses him as a gun.
That was kind of fun. I kind of like that.
Yes, but then he immediately runs out of eye laser, which sucks, so they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, they run to the castle, the throne room.
Yes, where the king is, yeah.
And then they confront the bad guy who's like, haha, I am the king now.
Yes.
arrest them all.
And the king's like, no, you're evil, and I've seen it with my 2 eyes. Because he runs into the king's evil lair while they're fighting the guards, which is so funny because it's just a room in the castle with a crossed out crown to say no king allowed.
No kings allowed.
And
yes,
the king
which is
just
funny.
ignored that room forever, apparently, which is a great joke.
It makes sense. It's like, oh, well, that's not the room I go in. But at this point, he's panicked, so he's just warning everyone in the castle
Yes.
that there's a demon going around. And he just so happens to run into this room and be like, oh, wait, here's all my stuff.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of people enslaved making cheese. Damn. I guess the guy who I've known is a bad guy.
And, they're all in the throne room confronting the real bad guy, and he's like, I'm finally king. I'm more powerful than all of you, and no one will ever call me horsey again. When I was a child, everyone said I looked like a horse, and they rode me like I was a horse, and they called me an ugly horse. And that's why I'm evil.
What is this random backstory drop? This is literally like you're playing a D&D campaign and you get to the bad guy.
Yeah.
But throughout the whole adventure, the DM was trying to make you like look up the bad guy and like figure out things.
But you never
at no
did.
point did any of the player characters like look into his backstory at all. They just didn't care. So when you get to him, the bad guy starts monologuing about his backstory so that the DM could tell you. And you're like, can I take an attack? Can I attack? And he's like, no, shut up. He's monologuing. You can't do any actions.
It's exactly like that, yeah. It's got like sad music playing too. It just comes out of nowhere.
It's just very random. And it just gives him a bit of backstory.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get sent to the dungeon, all except Susie, I think.
Yeah, she
who's
hides
still-
under a rug.
Yeah. And then she escapes and starts like dragging a rope around or something from the balloon or something.
Yeah, she picks up a... Well, yeah, we don't know what it is, but she picks up a rope and like carries it around the whole castle, eventually tying it to the bad guy's toe because he's asleep now. And then it's revealed that it's connected to a giant balloon.
The balloon that was holding the stinky cheese earlier, I believe.
And so she wakes up the bad guy and pulls on the balloon so it starts to go higher. I don't really know how that works. Maybe she unties it.
Yeah, no. I think she gives it a tug, which earlier she would like loosen the knot or something. So the knot comes loose and it starts flying upwards, taking the bad guy with the balloon.
And Again, there's moments of genuinely good comedy in this. I loved how he goes through all the rooms in the castle, which for some reason includes a cactus room and an anvil room.
yeah.
Which is great.
That's your classic Looney Tunes sort of thing. That was good stuff.
I love that. And he goes all the way up into the air until it pops. And he starts to fall down and he says the classic line, "No, I want to go down to my mummy."
What?
He says that. "I want to go down to my mummy." A mosquito flies onto the balloon, pops the balloon, winks at the camera, and then he plummets to his death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't die because, of course,
that's
this is a kid's cartoon. Does he? And then he, like, crashes into the castle?
No, he crashes into half the castle has been destroyed because he like ran through the castle, which is why now that Jimmy and Katie are free, they reunite with their son and with the goat, but they're all crying. Everyone's crying because they don't know where Susie is and they think she's dead. They're like, "Oh,
but
Susie!"
Why do they automatically assume that she's dead?
I don't know.
There's no point where there was like a big explosion that went off. There was no like, "Oh my god, Susie sacrificed himself." It's just like they all just immediately assume they're dead for no reason.
And they cry for like a solid 2 minutes. It goes on for so long.
And then Susie's there, and then she reunites with her brother, and the boy is like, "I love you, my sister." And she's like, "Yeah, I love you too." And then they're like, "Wow." And then the bad guy's in a pot, and they start singing music. Because it's the end of the film.
It's the end of the movie. They sing a song about how it's so much fun to live in the Middle Ages. I think they said cholera at some point, but I couldn't really pick up on the lyrics.
Yep. So much fun to live in the Middle Ages. I love getting cholera.
Yep. That's the exact lyrics.
That's the exact lyric. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the movie hasn't ended yet because we see the bad guy getting dragged away in a pot.
Yep.
Getting turned into noodle soup with a giant, what's the earbud thing going through his head?
Bud thing, yeah. And that's Goat Story 2 with cheese. Yeah, that's the movie.
Goodness, we made it through this movie.
It feels like we're describing a dream that we had, but like in a way that I don't think is entertaining, but is also very entertaining. So
it's so bizarre. The first 45 minutes of this movie, it felt like literally like if you had like too much cheese and went to bed and had a feverish dream.
Pretty much.
This would be it, right?
Yeah.
I've had dreams which are just as logical as this movie.
Yeah.
It is bizarre.
And I think like on paper, the plot here is has the potential to become as much of a cult classic as the first movie, but there's just something more, I think because it isn't weird and horny.
Yes.
I think because it feels like a normal kids movie, mostly, that makes it less of a cult classic, but the plot is still fucking bonkers. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe the first one's so fucked that this one, in comparison, is less so.
I think this one, if it came out by itself, would be a cult classic.
Yeah,
but because it's a sequel to the first one, it just loses out to the first one.
I agree.
I will say there's like a scene in the film where it's like they have to follow the North Star to get to the watermill, and they look up to the North Star, and it's just an icy pole. It's like, I think, it's the joke like it's like a north, as in like a North Pole. Like,
I don't
what
know.
is that joke?
I don't know.
The joke was absolutely lost in translation. Maybe there's like an icy pole called a North Star or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But the joke was lost in translation.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's Goat Story 2. There is rumors that they're going to make a third one. On the director's Wikipedia page, it does have Untitled Goat Story Sequel as his upcoming project. But you know, it's been over.
I would love that.
It's been 13 years since this came out, so I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I would hope. I can only dream.
Yeah, I would watch it. Would you watch it?
Yeah. I mean, we have to at this point.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. I would be obligated. And I would hope that after years of anticipation, it would be the greatest cinematic piece of all time.
I would hope so, too.
Businesses that are selling through the roof, like Untuckit, make selling and for shoppers buying simple with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And with Shop Pay, you can boost conversions up to 50%. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Untuckit uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/podcast free. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/podcast free to upgrade your selling today.
Sandra, it is time for Letterboxd reviews.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because once again, we have come to Goat Story, which has fucking 0 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, except for one.
Oh.
One decent review that I could find. I think there might be multiple, but it only showed up one when I looked at them.
It's got 50%, so there has to be at least 2.
So there has to be at least 2.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just a liar.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I only have one review from Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
But I've filled the rest with beautiful Letterboxd reviews.
And one of yours?
No.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Well, here's the thing. I just have one Rotten Tomatoes review, which you will have to find.
Yep.
And then it's filled with Letterboxd reviews.
The same as last week with the Veggie Tales, which was a lot of fun. It was a good twist on the game. It's a classic, and I like it. It's not a classic yet. It will be a classic, but I do like
It will be a classic after this one specifically. But
Yeah.
the reason that I don't put my own in is for time's sake, so it doesn't confuse you as well.
Yeah.
You
You
know, we
ran
gotta
out of
keep it
time in your
simple.
prep. Gotcha.
I had plenty of time, I just didn't want to. All right, so... Are you ready?
No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or
So,
form.
Sandro, the scores can go from, 0.5 to 5.
Yep, that's right.
On Letterboxd, they can even give a heart sometimes. So remember that.
I can also give no rating.
That is true, but I didn't choose those ones because I was like, I don't want to do that to you.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
It would also make it easier for you to figure out which one. So, first review is from Lucia, who says,
Okay.
best movie of my life, it is my childhood.
Oh, you grew up watching this.
I doubt it.
I certainly hope that's a joke. It's got to be a 5 out of 5.
Judging, yeah, it is 5 out of 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Judge- no, I'm pretty sure all of these reviews were very serious.
On Letterboxd? What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially from Acid Angel, who says, first movie for Pride Month. Came for the tits, stayed for the transgender goat.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Also, 5 out of 5.
No, this is 2 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
With a heart.
With a heart. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that means that it is a little letterbox, which does make a lot of sense.
That is a spoiler, but
Yeah.
I feel like that one's pretty obviously
that
a
one's
Letterboxd
very
review.
obviously a letterbox review.
Bimmy says, The Godfather? ? Shawshank Redemption? ? How foolish. I only watch real films.
That's pretty good. 5 out of 5. Definitely letterboxed as well.
That's a 1 out of 5 with a heart.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. That's fair. Yeah. All right.
You gotta guess these hearts, man. You gotta
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
these hearts. You're losing a lot of points here. Evasive says, A story, : Goat and friends march into hell itself to battle Satan. Space. B story, : Czech king hotboxes the castle with ultra dank foreign cheeses and becomes hopelessly addicted.
That's pretty good. That's hilarious. Oh, that made me think that it was Rotten Tomatoes, but because I think it's Rotten Tomatoes, that makes me think that it's Letterboxd. Because I think you're trying to throw me off a little bit. I'm gonna say that's a 2 with a heart.
Ooh, that's a 1 out of 5 and no hearts.
Okay. All right.
And for the final review is from Jason, who says, sometimes the worst hell is here on Earth.
Oh, yes. Yes, Jason.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 and all the hearts in the kingdom.
It is a 5 out of 5. There's no hearts.
Okay,
There's
no
no
hearts. What fucking one's Letterboxd? I mean, which one isn't Letterboxd is the real question. I'm gonna.
Yes.
Oh, is it? You wouldn't put at the end. You know what? That one about the plot, the A plot and the B plot. I'm gonna say that's the Rotten Tomatoes one.
Are you going to lock that in? Are you sure?
Yeah, because all the others feel too letterbox coded.
Are you sure?
Oh, the quote could be. No, I'm gonna lock it in. I'm looking at him.
Unfortunately, you've gotten it wrong again, because once again, I put it in right at the start of the reviews. The best movie of my life, it's my childhood.
It's the
5 out of 5 is Lucia from Rotten Tomatoes. So once again, Sandro, it has proven that Rotten Tomatoes is on equal footing to Letterboxd in every way, shape, or form.
You know what that means? That means that that's probably not a joke. And this person
it's
did grow up
probably not.
watching this
It's
movie.
Probably not.
Oh my god.
I did intentionally throw you off there.
Wow, how about
for
that?
Sure.
Well,
I will say Jason's one with sometimes the worst hell is here on Earth. The direct quote from the goat is the top-rated Letterboxd review, which is very appropriate.
that's amazing. That's incredible. And with that incredible bit of trivia right there, we're ending this incredible episode of the greatest podcast of all time. Oldie But A Goodie, thank you so much for listening to our review of Goat Story 2. I wish there was a third one so we could bless you with more of this fun frivolity and jollity that is the Goat Story franchise, but unfortunately there's
We can
none.
only hope that in the future it never gets made.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. But we will be back for another episode next week, and you've got some choices, Zach, that I'm sure you're going to force upon us.
Wonderful choices here. Some beautiful choices. You're going to be really happy with the variety.
There's fucking VeggieTales again. I'm going to throw something. But that's fair, because I made you watch another Goat Story, so I guess we can do another one of those if you really want to. But before we get to that, a couple things to plug. First of all, we've got to thank everyone who goes and listens to the show across the world in every country that you listen to. Thank you for doing that. That's pretty cool. Thanks to everyone who tells friends about the show. It's a bit hard to recommend the show at the moment. We're in a bit of a weird hole of movies right now. A real weird time.
Yeah, we are. We're kind of stuck in a weird hole at the moment.
Yeah. We'll try and get out. This is definitely the problem with doing connections. Is sometimes we get stuck, but I'm sure that.
Oh, I could easily at any point I could just come up with some bullcrap connections and get us out of this hole.
Yeah,
but I need to stay in this hole for at least one more movie because Sandro did this bullshit.
Fucking hell. Oh yeah, I will say as well. My connection came out the same year. Which, we didn't talk about it, but that's a big connection to get out.
That is a big connection. 2012.
2012.
Right?
They both came out 2012.
The year where we all died and now we're just living in... I'm going to presume this is hell. Yeah. Because this movie exists.
Sometimes hell on Earth is the hell of the
Sometimes the worst hell is the 2012.
But Zach, I didn't want the connection to be came out in 2012 because that's cheating. I felt like that was cheating. Okay. So my connection was released the same year, which means we can never do a movie with the connection that it came out the same year ever again. Which actually is a pretty because you got rid of family animated movie last week, and that was a big one as well. Yep. So some big ones are gone now. Some very big connections are now banned forever. So gonna be hard as we get to next year if we're still doing this.
But I could always connect these all to 2012 now. Then, right?
Well, that's true. You could say,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Could you say came out in 2012? As a connection, or is that not allowed?
That's different to what you said.
It's a different connection.
It's different from what you said. I would argue that's a different connection. I hope that's a different connection. Otherwise, I might be in trouble.
Oh, no. Well, I think... No one holds us accountable. We make the rules. Fuck everyone. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's also not a connection I'm using this week, so okay. I'm good fine. Anyway.
I think it's a good connection as long as we don't do a back-to-back with another movie.
Yeah.
But also, thanks to everyone who subscribes on YouTube. We're close to 1K subscribers over there, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, hey, our YouTube's kind of popping off.
Yeah, it's good.
Shout-outs to all the YouTube viewers.
Yeah. If you have any movie recommendations, drop them in the comments. Someone did recently, and I think that might be popping up in your choices at some point, which is exciting.
You did get spoiled that I've added that to my options, my repertoire of things to be added in the movie options.
We'll get to that shortly, but that'll be quite fun. Also, thanks to everyone who goes over to patreon.com/Oldie But A Goodie pod. You can get ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, like coming out on Wednesday, Zach. We're heading back to it. It's been a little while. X-Men, we're back into that franchise.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to getting back into the X-Men. We talked about it today because that was on my mind. I was thinking about X-Men and I was watching this and I was like, man, I could be watching Days of Future Past instead of this garbage.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing X-Men First Class, which I'm very excited. That's always been my favorite out of all of the X-Men movies, so I'm excited to go back to it. Oh,
wow, yeah.
I love that
I mean,
one.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. It's a good pick.
That or X2. They're the best two, definitely.
Mine's Deadpool Wolverine.
No, it's not. People like it. I thought it was pretty bad, to be honest. That's fair enough.
I got him.
We're not going to talk about it.
I only said that because Sandro was mid on it.
I don't really think it's bad.
That's why I'm saying you're mid on it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You don't think it's bad. You just didn't enjoy it as much as other people.
But yeah, subscribe to the Patreon and get that episode. You can get the back catalogue of the last 6 or so months as well, I think, for that $3 tier. You can also, if you want, it's the last week where we're running the promotion to buy all 4 seasons of the K-drama for super cheap.
Ooh, yes. You got to grab that deal while it's still there.
Yeah!
Because if you're listening this in the future, you missed
You
out.
missed
Unless
out,
we come
and-
out with other deals later on.
We probably will at the end of the 5th K-drama. We probably will.
No! You have to get it now!
Sorry. Get it now. Or just subscribe for $10 a month and you get the whole back catalogue. You can also just do that.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. But you don't technically get to keep it forever unless you download it. So I should stop giving them ideas of how to get through our...
Shut up, Sandra. Don't tell them that they can subscribe for $10 now and download the whole back catalogue and then unsubscribe immediately so they don't have to keep giving us money and have a giant catalogue of podcasts that they can listen to freely for their leisure. Don't tell them that.
Almost 100 episodes at this point over there.
Yeah, that's crazy value. And we want to exploit them. Don't tell them what a great deal that is.
Link in the episode description. All right, Zach, let's do whatever the fuck you've chosen.
Well, this week we're doing a classic, picking some movies. I could get, I have been thinking of going to do something a little wacky, but I thought this week I'm just going to keep it clean. We're just going to...
All right.
You're just going to... I've got 4 options for you today.
All right. Yeah, sure.
And I can give you a little gimmies if you like,
Yeah. I think some gimmies would be good. I'll ask some questions, see which one I feel the most like. Let's do...
Sounds good.
I don't want genre. I want vibes. I've been doing vibes. You haven't done vibes yet. I want vibes from you.
I did vibes the other week. What do you mean? For the VeggieTale ones?
No, I think you gave me genre. You gave me, like, superhero and stuff, not like...
I gave you, like vibe and genre, I think is what I was trying
maybe
to
that's
do.
what you did. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, that might... I blocked that episode out from memory, so I don't really
Yeah,
know.
that's fair. No, valid.
Yeah.
Same. I'm suppressing this episode as we're talking. All right, you've got a few different options.
Yeah. Give me whatever gimmies you feel like giving me.
All right, vibes.
I like vibes and years too obvious.
I'll give you vibes first,
Okay,
all right?
all right, yeah.
Number 1, fun family adventure.
Fun family adventure. I'm immediately turned off of that one after this week's episode.
Number 2, I'm thinking fun family adventure.
Fuck's sake. All right, yep.
Number 3, I'm thinking fun family adventure.
Okay.
And then number 4, I'm thinking fun adventure
Oh.
for the whole family.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, for the whole family. All right, that's fine. I want the movie lengths. You know what? We've been doing a lot of really short movies.
Lengths.
All the Goat Story movies were 80 minutes. VeggieTales was 50. I want to know how long these movies are. If that's something you want to tell me.
I don't,
Oh.
actually. I disagree. I think that gives away too much.
All right.
So I'm going to have to veto that, but I will remember that I did veto that, so I'm going to have to be lenient with you now.
I want, if these movies were to be either the tall guy, the fat guy, or the blind guy, what would these movies choose? Now, I know there's 4 movies, so there's going to have to be a double up,
Yep.
but out of those 3 guys... Actually, no. How about this? Are the movies the goat? Are the movies tall? Are the movies fat? Or are they blind? Out of those 4 characters.
Ooh, okay. The first 2 movies are the goat,
Oh, they're both the goat? Okay.
and the third and fourth movie are the blind guy.
Oh, I don't really like that. I don't really like either of those 2 then. But not enough information to cut them.
You need a bit more information. Let me give you a vibe. Look, I trolled you with the first
Yeah.
one, but let me and I vetoed your second one, so you've got very little information to play with.
Yeah, I have very small bit of information here.
The first 2 movies, I can tell you, a very adventurous treasure hunting vibe.
Okay.
The second two movies give a more adventure, going to throw a ring into a fire sort of vibe.
Okay. What the hell have you done?
Like a Lord of the Rings sort of vibe, if I wasn't very clear.
Oh, I don't want... But, okay. So there are two versions of Treasure Island and then two versions of Lord of the Rings, is what I'm picking up
I don't know
here.
what you're talking
and
about.
I don't really want to watch either of them right now, because we just did Treasure Island, and well, Lord of the Rings could be fun, actually, thinking about it. All right, I need some more information then. If these movies were to pick a cheese, what cheese would they go for? No double-ups.
No double-ups?
Not allowed.
Okay.
Not allowed this time.
All right. Okay, first movie, you got I'm going to go with cheddar. Just some
A classic?
good old classic cheddar.
A classic, I like it.
Second movie, it's got to be some really foreign smelly cheese, like some real stinky, weird cheese, like in the movie, right?
Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's all the information I need for that. All right, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Just some real stinky cheese for that one.
real
I don't know
stinky.
what the stinkiest cheese. Third movie, can the silly string thingies, silly string cheese, does that count as a...
Yeah, stringers, like mozzarella stringers, yeah.
Yeah.
I love those.
I just thought of those because they're delicious.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the last movie is Swiss.
Oh, these are some good ones. All right, I'm cutting stringers because that's VeggieTales. So I'm going to cut that.
Damn it!
It's
No!
giving me VeggieTale vibes, and I'm cutting it.
Bastard! Fuck! I think I gave the game away.
You did. You
fellas.
went for like an anthropomorphic sort of cheese. So.
I did have to be honest though. That was the cheese vibe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you got it, but that was the cheese vibe. Yeah.
So definitely cutting that. I know what it is, and but I don't know the other three. I genuinely have no clue. So I'm going to ask you another question.
I think that was a good question though. Good cheese question.
Thank you. All right, these movies are eating cheese, but they also have a drink. You know, like going to our movie double feature idea, they're mixing alcohol and I know that they're fun family movies, but we'll get some fun family drinking in here. These three movies, what drink are they having with all the cheese that they're eating?
All right. I'm going to go by beers. What beers are they pairing with their cheese? Because the goat...
And choose some really local Australian ones for all of our non-Australian listeners as well.
Oh, great. All right, well, this is good. So I'm going to say... I'm going to say that the first one is Guinness. I'm just going to go with Guinness. I'm not going to do too much research.
Oh, yeah.
A Guinness... A classic Australian beer.
Oh, yeah. Classic Australian. Wait, no, it's not. But also, it is at the same time. We love it here.
It is at the same time. Here's the thing, though. Have you been into an Australian pub that doesn't sell Guinness?
Well, last time I was in an Australian pub, I ordered a Guinness, so...
The case closed, Your Honour. Second one. I'm going to say it's a Stella Artois.
Okay. Not my favorite, but a solid choice.
Which, if you want to argue that's a Belgian beer, not the one that is sold at my establishment because it's made in an Australian company and sold
You're
as a Belgian
using your
beer.
insider information into the bottle-os of Australia.
Yes.
I don't mind that one, actually. I like a lot of Belgian beers, and that one in particular is, it's quite a good mainstream
The
one.
VeggieTales one is a ginger beer.
Yeah, because it's VeggieTales. You fucking...
And then the fourth one, I'm going to say that's... I'm going to say VB. I'm just going to go with the Victorian bitter for that one.
Oh my, I actually don't think I know what that one is now. Because it's Lord of the Rings, but
it's Lord of the Rings-esque. I may have said that to throw you off.
Lord of the Rings, what the fuck is it? Okay, now I'm very intrigued. All right, I got one more question. I maybe have more, but one question. Is it okay to know if these movies are animated or not?
I'll give you, first one is not animated.
Okay.
And then the other two are animated.
Oh, they are animated. Now here's the thing is I really don't know what I want to do here.
Yeah, I was going to have all animated options, but then I realized that I had used animated family film as the connection for the other movie.
Definitely.
And I was like, fuck.
Okay, all
so
right.
I had to come up with new connections.
Man, I don't know what I want to do because the live action one isn't great. Like, it's cheddar, and cheddar's one of my favorite cheeses, but also, like, it's not really what I want to go for. What I want to go for is that smelly cheese.
What? I would like to change the first one, just while you're doing this. It's cheddar and mozzarella at the same time.
Oh my god, a bit of a pizza shredded cheese mix over here.
I'm just saying.
Which does make me like it more, but again, I'm like, Swiss... smelly cheese, they're a bit more something. The vibe for movie that I have so far is that it's a bit basic. This is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Not in a bad way.
No.
But I feel like
I would say it's less basic, it's more familiar.
And I have so many...
I'd say it's a more common cheese, perhaps.
More common. All right, I need another question, and I need a question that's going to give me enough information to
That's
pick.
All right. The animated one I gave you, and that's that's not really an info one. That's just a bit of interesting. It gives you some perspective. Right?
Exactly. Okay, I need to ask you a question that's going to change the game. Going to change everything.
A game changer?
It's going to give me all the information that I need, and I'm going to pick a movie based on it. Could ask for... You know what? Paintings. Go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for paintings. You always make me do it, and I've never made you do it. I'm fairly certain.
I've done paintings several times.
Okay, I've clearly forgotten our whole show.
So, for the first one, it's going to be a portrait.
Yep.
Of an admiral. But he's surrounded by a zoo of like different creatures, like animals.
Right.
So you got like zoo animals.
Huh.
Not in cages, they're just around him.
Okay.
And it's just like an animal dude.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
The second painting is like a abstract, like one of those ones with like cubes and squares and stuff going around. Like it's a modern piece, And the last one, it's artwork that's been ripped off a Magic the Gathering card.
Okay.
And it's, like it's just artwork that was commissioned for a Magic the Gathering card.
Right.
But it's the artwork of like a destruction spell.
Oh my god, this is hard. This is a hard choice.
I'm also specifically trying to throw you off, by the way. Let it be known. Let it be known, for the record, that I've tried to throw Sandro off at this point. He found the VeggieTales one, and now I'm trying to be deliberately hard because I'm mean.
Because here's what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
And I'll tell you what I think these movies are.
Vibe update. Yep.
First movie is Muppets Treasure Island. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because I know it's Treasure Island. That was a previous choice you've done before.
Yes, but it's quite possible that I told you the things and that they're completely different films. But also, that would have been a good choice. I like that one. Yes.
Muppets, that's the vibe I'm getting from that one.
That's a good choice.
The second one, I have no fucking clue. And then the third one, I'm like animated Lord of the Rings, but you've said that it's not.
I said that it was Lord of the Rings-esque.
Which makes me want to pick it because I don't know what the fuck it is. That's the other treasure, and that's the thing is I'm like going to throw a ring in the fire, Lord of the Rings vibes versus Treasure Island vibes. We've just done Treasure Island.
I'd say it's very similar to Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
It's very similar to Lord of the Rings. We've just done Treasure Island, like a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if I want to do something similar to it again, and I don't know enough about that movie to not know that it's just another version of Treasure Island. So
that's fair.
I think I'm going to go for that fourth one. I think I'm gonna lock it in.
What? You're not even cutting more movies? You're just going to go for the fourth
we're
one?
we're close to time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just getting a vibe from it, and I think the Magic the Gathering art style and the fact that it's not Lord of the Rings makes me really want to go for that final option. So I'm locking it in. I'm going for it.
All right, you've locked that one in. You cannot change that anymore.
I can't. Nah, that's what I'm going for. Is that final option with the VB, the Swiss, and I will go to the bottle and get a can of VB to drink. I probably won't, but
oh, please do. That would be epic, dude. Oh, Sandra, you're going to be upset. Anyway, so the number one movie. I'm going to go 1 to 4.
Yep, sounds good.
Number one movie was A Muppets Treasure Island. Well done, sir.
Boom,
well
boom.
done.
It was the guy in the zoo. That's what got me. Yeah.
I was a bit obvious there, but it was all I could think of.
It's a good one. What was your connection?
Yeah. My connection there was a funny movie.
Fuck. All right. Yeah.
The second movie was the Bulgarian Treasure Planet.
Oh, okay. I wasn't... Okay. Yeah, okay.
Which was specifically suggested by a YouTube comment.
Yes.
So I was hoping you would pick that one, because that one does look quite fun. So I'm definitely putting that as more options later, but obviously I might have to put that in a scenario when you're not doing questions.
Yeah. Yeah, that is came out in the 80s. I haven't done much research. I think you've done more than me, but it does look like Disney may have ripped it off for their one.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things here. It's also like it's got an hour runtime compared to the others, like 1 hour and a half.
Gotcha.
And VeggieTales was like 40 minutes, so I could not tell you the runtime.
The VeggieTales, the Lord of the Rings.
Yes, number 3 is VeggieTales, Lord of the Beans.
Okay, yes,
which I threw in there to spite you. Oh, sorry, the Bulgarian Treasure Planet one was Fantasy World.
Sure. Yeah.
Or you could say Strange Fantasy World.
It's broad, but I feel like it worked. It's set on another planet. Goat
That's
story.
why I said world.
Yeah,
because in that one it is a world, whereas the film we just watched is just a strange fantasy land. You know.
Yeah. It kind of works. What was the connection for VeggieTales?
Inflicted on Your Children. Was that one?
That's a stretch because it's the same as Family. It's kind of the same connection.
And that's different.
So,
no. This is specifically you're inflicting it on your child.
I would have had to ban you from something. I don't know what the repercussions are when the other host decides the
you made me
connection.
watch 2 movies of Goat Story, so I was gonna make you watch 2 things of VeggieTales, right? I feel like that was tit for tat. Now, Sandro, all right.
What have I picked?
For number 4, I need you to think really hard about a movie. What is the closest thing to the Lord of the Rings that you can think of?
Closest thing to Lord of the Rings.
Literally the closest. What's the closest thing?
Like real early. Fantasy, real early animation.
Yes.
Like I'm thinking like Narnia.
Yes, but even closer to Lord of the Rings.
Even closer to Lord of the Rings? What is close to Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, because this is the Lord of the Rings animated movie. Which I desperately tried to throw you off with. Now, I will say the poster art for Gandalf standing there with a sword looks like Magic the Gathering.
It does.
Art.
Yeah, no, it does.
It really does. It looks fucking sick. It's awesome. I'm going to put that as my phone background because it slaps.
Hell yeah.
The VB, I was just getting a VB.
Where the fuck does the VB come from?
Because I want to slam a VB watching this, dude.
Oh my god.
Because it's the very best. Because Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien's books are the very best of fantasy.
Well, they were the first. So, yeah.
Yeah. And the first is the best, always.
That's fair.
Every time.
Okay, so we're doing the Lord of the Rings from the 70s. We're actually going to watch it. This movie we've been talking about doing for like fucking the whole show.
Yep.
300 odd episodes. We're actually going to do it.
Yes, and you picked it thinking, what the hell is this if it's not The Lord of the Rings? But it definitely was. It was just The Lord of the Rings. I was just trying to throw you off.
Wow. I can't believe you lied to my face. But here's the thing. Is some would say...
argue that Lord of the Rings is the closest thing to Lord of the Rings you can get.
That's fair.
You just interpreted that as it wasn't the Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god, it's 2.5 hours long, which makes sense because it's 3 books. Wait, yeah, how the fuck are they going to adapt 3 books into this movie?
That's exactly why I didn't want to give you the runtime as well, because it's like a normal movie, an hour, 40 minutes, 2.5 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Because there's also no way you were picking the 2.5 hour
Well,
one.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Potentially.
No, you're a coward.
That's also quite true, yeah. Fuck, I can't believe we're actually going to do it. All right, why not? You know what? You lied straight to my face, but I don't care, because I want to watch this movie, and I'm glad we're going to do it. But I also do care. Don't ever do that again, you son of a...
The connection for this one is get wrecked, fellow podcaster. How about that,
That's not
Sandro?
a connection. You got to come up with a better one
That
than
is a connection. That is absolutely
you can use
a connection
magic,
because...
You could be like Magic Kingdom.
Fantasy Land. No, I'll get getting smashed at the pub. Because the goat goes and gets smashed at the pub, and they get smashed at the Green Dragon Inn.
I wouldn't say that they get smashed, though.
That they literally get so smashed that they start blabbing about the ring.
That's true.
That's the whole part of the story.
But the goat doesn't get smashed. Well, the goat got smashed in the first one.
Yeah. Okay, maybe
Getting
it's
a drink at the inn.
having a drink with the boys.
Having a drink.
How about that?
Well, no, he literally is a boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to accept it. I don't know why I'm saying yes and no to your connections.
I'm just gonna come up with more bullcrap if you want. You know. How about slightly better for kids? How about that?
Also not a connect. I'm happy with getting a drink at the inn with the boys.
How about wise elder figure? How about that
Who
one?
the fuck is the wise elder figure in Goat
The
Story?
goats, because they're old now and they're dispensing wisdom onto the children.
Which one do you want to go with? Having a drink at a tavern or wise older
You can
figure?
choose your plethora.
It's up to you.
I'm going to come up with more. Tall person guides small people. How about quest?
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about like fantasy? It's your connection, so like fantasy quest.
Yeah. I could just do quest.
Quest? Going on a quest.
Going on a quest.
Wow, I like that connection because it's not the other bullshit ones you came up with. I like how you pick movies and then like force a connection, whereas I go from the connection and find movies. I think it's very well. That's not true. I did force Goat Story. Actually,
Yeah, you did. Well, I think that's a reasonable connection, to be honest. That one has some logical connections to it.
All right.
No, because any movie can be connected to any movie.
That's true.
I personally believe.
I don't.
But it's how
agree.
It's how good the connection is.
That's true. Yeah. Well, with a connection of going on a quest, we're doing from the late 70s, The Lord of the Rings. How about that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank God we're done with Goat Story.
That's what you think. No. Yeah, no, we...